So I saw what the people liked. I saw it. I saw what they liked. My the little thing I do with the 90s commercials and all that. They barely get 30 views. The last one I did, significant more. Not a whole lot, about 500. But there was one specific reason, I actually two pretty big reasons why it did so well. Uh and that's the reason why we're doing this one today. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. So, Elvira back in the day, from like, was like 1982, 1983, I think, when she first started. Um, you saw her all through the 80s, 90s. She was everywhere. Pretty much anything that could be made into like a Halloween type commercial or whatever it was, she was there. She had her own movies. Actually, some of them are on YouTube. I watched them last night. They're as good as I remember. Well, one of them is from '88. The other one is from 2002, and that one was the first time me seeing that one. It was pretty good. It had Richard O'Brien in it. Riff Raff from Rocky Horror. I honestly expected him to play that kind of character. Like, they arrive at this mansion, and I expected him to answer the door looking almost like Riff Raff from Rocky Horror. Yes, I think perhaps you better both come inside. Um, and then the house at the end, it like starts shaking, but instead of, like at the end of Rocky Horror, it just kind of like breaks and like sinks like the Titanic. It like breaks. It's so weird. Weird, weird. But it was a good movie. And those movies reminded me of like why Elvira is so iconic. Because she was, and this is foreign to a lot of people these days, especially in Hollywood and these big companies. Elvira was strong and sexy. She was both strong and sexy. She could be very dominating, but yet vulnerable. She had her moments of being badass, but she also had those moments of, being a normal person who has insecurities. And she just appealed to everyone. Obviously, two big reasons for why she appealed to men. Being a strong, beautiful, independent woman for women, or you could, you know, gay men see her as an icon, and gay women see her as, you know, also Cassandra Peterson. So they're 73 now, and she's still absolutely gorgeous. She could pop into Elvira anytime. She could come over and pull Elvira with me. That's one woman I would never grab. I know what she would do, but that turns me on more. Wouldn't want to grab her there, but I would maybe just to see what would happen. Um, but yeah, you don't disrespect Elvira. You don't you don't disrespect her. And even Cassandra Peterson, who's Elvira, was like, she was asked about, about the balance of, the character, and she said pretty much what I said about how Elvira appeals to so many people because she is very strong, but she's also, vulnerable at times. She is very empowering and sexy without being a whore, with, it, and that's what's so appealing about her. But anyway, I've talked long enough. I've gushed about my mistress for far too long. So we're gonna watch some commercials. It's only 9 minutes, so once we run out of this, I can just find more. Not a big deal. Must have Elvira. But yes. I honestly expected him to just be there like that. But no, he plays a weird character, of course. But it wasn't the kind of character I expected. It's a good movie. You should watch it. It's stupid, but it's fun. It's fun to watch. It's good.
Wanna go psycho with me, Elvira, here at the Bates Motel? Look for me wherever they sell mug root beer. And enter the Go Psycho with Elvira contest. You can be my guest at Universal Studios in Hollywood for a monstrous bash at the Bates Motel. Shower anyone? This Halloween, go psycho with Elvira and win a party with mug root beer and me.
I love my mug.
I love it. Wanna go psycho with me, Elvira, here at the Bates Motel? You can be my guest at Universal Studios in Hollywood for a monstrous bash at the Bates Motel. Shower anyone? This Halloween, go psycho with Elvira and win a party with me and Slice. Slice! I just love that name. There's this weird guy on Channel 9 this fall, and I guarantee he'll give you nightmares. His name is Freddy something or other, but immediately following Freddy, I'm back. Now, if I'm Mistress of the Dark and Freddy's gonna give you nightmares, I would think twice before falling asleep Saturday night. Remember, don't miss A Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Nightmare, and me, Elvira, Saturdays beginning at 10 p.m., nowhere else but Channel 9.
Elvira's Movie Macabre tonight at 11.
You know what a teaser is, darling? No? Well, let me, Elvira, give you an example. You can win $1,000 in the Coors Light Spring Green sweepstakes when I give you this phone number. Dial it, and if you're the 50th caller, voila, you win. But I ain't giving it to you just yet. Find out when at this Coors and Coors Light display. And that, darling, is a teaser. I'd give you another one, but I'm not that kind of girl. So, nobody's perfect.
So you can see the thing with her. She can go from being sarcastic and funny to incredibly appealing and sexy the very next second. The way she can flip in and out of these different personalities and she can go from being very sarcastic and being able to bust your balls in many other ways. But then she can go from that to just being like, down, like insecure. Her character is just, I don't know how much of that is Cassandra, and I don't know how much of that is actually just written for Elvira, but people put themselves into the roles that they play. And after 40 years of doing this, I would assume distinguishing between the two would be pretty hard. Like, I was watching some of the interviews with Cassandra, and she pretty much is Elvira. The way she speaks, the facial expressions, like, most of the time you think they're just exaggerated for Elvira. No, she does them. The things she does, that it's her. She brought herself into this character. So it kind of shows what kind of person she is. So, very strong, sexy woman, but also able to be vulnerable because she's a woman, she's a human being. Just, you have a strong, independent, sexy, or a strong, independent woman. They don't have to be ugly. They can be sexy too. And they can be sexy without being a whore. That's another thing. People think, oh, they're incredibly sexy. They must be, no. She's a tease. And that's, I think, what people liked about her. She was a tease. Even though she was horned up a lot of the time. But she did like to tease a lot. So, I think men and women like that. But, anyway.
Nasty weather got you little monsters uptight. Make it a Blockbuster night. Blockbuster has something for everyone. Even the fussiest little beasts settle down to enjoy Blockbuster. I just love a family night. If the weather's a fright, make it a blockbuster night. Hello, darling. Elvira here. I don't know what you're doing right now, but if you're doing it near a phone, dial 1-800-MEGABUCKS, because the 50th caller's going to win $1,000 in the Coors Light Spring Green Sweepstakes. Feel lucky? Give me a call. Me, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I mean, here I am stocking up for Halloween. I got my steaks, got my ribs. Then when I ask the stock boy where the Coors Light is stacked, he points me to the Coors and Coors Light Halloween display, and I'm on it. Whoa, it's like deja vu. Whoa, it's like deja vu. Look for it where you buy beer. I shop here because they slash prices. There goes another one. Happy Halloween, darling. Elvira here, back with a helping hand for Halloween. Coors Light, it's the official beer of Halloween. And just what an adult party needs to be a howling success. What? You don't believe me? What do you need, like a sign from above?
Be sure to visit this display wherever you buy Coors Light.
And it's just perfect for when friends drop in. See what I mean? Hi, darling. It's me, Elvira, telling you that without Coors and Coors Light this Halloween, your friends will get ugly without their masks. So stock up where you see this display. I shop here because they slash prices. Happy Halloween. Elvira here, Mistress of the Dark and sometimes Surfer Babe, because Coors Light is the official beer of Halloween and the party's at the beach, Malibu Beach, where you can hang ten. Look, Frankie and Annette. And of course, when it's time to chill, just reach for that cooler of Coors Light. Aged ice cold, never frozen stiff. It's the right beer now for Halloween. Just look for the silver bullet smooth display and dig up your friends now for a party at the beach. Happy Halloween, dudes. Friday the 13th, those designing women are getting lucky in Vegas. And Anthony's getting lucky too. Then, who stole the last page of Bob's new comic book? It's Bob like I've never seen him before. It'd be bad luck to miss it. Don't eat that. Silly zombies. Flesh eating is for worms.
You don't have to hit me.
I know how tempting a good piece of meat can be, but trust me, dead things should be buried, not eaten.
Yeah, could you get dinner tonight? I ran into a little glitch.
It's never too late to go vegetarian. Hello, darling. Mistress of the Dark here. The Los Angeles Haunted Hayride is back with the most nightmare-inducing year yet. The hayride will thrash you, the dark maze will separate the horror fans from the imposters, and purgatory will send you home for a new pair of pants. Of course, there'll be a special night hosted by little old me, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Get your exclusive $5 discount when you buy a sun-kissed beverage. See you at the hayride. Come on in, the more the scarier. Hello, darling, it's me, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and I'm here to tell you about my virtual pinball arcade, Scared Stiff, and Elvira and the Party Monsters by Farsight Studios. They recreated these tables down to the smallest, tiniest details. Of course, my details are not so small. You know, I'm not sure how they actually film the details in there, but, oh well, technology, I guess. Anyway, so if you've got the balls, you know the place to play. Unpleasant dreams. Go to Elvira.com, darling, to get my brand new coffin table book from Tweeterhead, celebrating my 35 years in showbiz. 35 years? Well, guess you can't kill what's already dead.
A message from Elvira, down under.
Crikey, so this is what the sun feels like. Oh, g'day, mates. Elvira here. Wait till you have a squiz at what I'm bringing back from Oz for Halloween. It's a bonzer marathon of Who Dares Wins, the Aussie game show of death-defying stunts, heart-pounding dangers, and ridiculous accents.
Absolutely awesome. Game Show Network Scares and Dares with Elvira. An entire night of Who Dares Wins. Sunday, October 28th at 8 Eastern.
It'll be a rip snorter. Whoa, now that's scary.
As I said, like some things like something like Fear Factor or the Australian version or whatever, has nothing to do really with, you know, legitimate, like, you know, when you think of Halloween. Somehow they get Elvira involved. Just because when it comes to scare or spooky or creepy, or it's like, oh, pinball machines, Elvira. Are there Elvira condoms too? Give me a second. Okay, I looked and thank the Dark Lord that there are no Elvira condoms. I mean, her face and she was just everywhere. Everywhere. I had to check to make sure that a company wasn't like, oh, you guys, you want to know what would be really funny? So, they don't exist. They don't exist.
Hello, darlings. It's me, that sassy lassie who ain't all that classy, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Join me November 5th and 6th for Kamikaze Expo at the LA Convention Center. It's a weekend of horror, comics, anime, sci-fi, fantasy, gaming, pop culture, and all things macabre. That's right, ladies and Dobermans. Kamikaze Expo is serving up your favorite creatures and features in a weekend of all things geek, freak, and super chic. You'll get to meet the wacky creators and artists behind all your favorites, from B-movie bimbos and scream queens to comic book artists, gaming freaks, anime artists, and of course, your most beloved Ghoul Next Door. There'll be a dream list of actors, monsters, she-demons, and filmmakers for you little devils to gawk at. And you can join me for some fiendish fun with the creators from practically all the classic movies I ever hosted. Good thing my cup's runneth over, because Kamikaze is just bustin' with gaming tournaments, contests, film screenings, and panels, and so much more. For more info, visit kamikazeexpo.com or find us on Facebook. See you at Kamikaze Expo on November 5th and 6th at the Los Angeles Convention Center. Unpleasant dreams. Hello, little monsters. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark here, bringing a little bite back in your breakfast with this. Funko's Elvira. Funko's Elvira cereal should scare up some fun for any meal, day or night. And how's this for a kicker? In every box, you get a mini pop of me for free. You know, crunching these Sugarios sure takes me back to when I was a little ghoul.
And it tastes great, too.
Funko's, the tasty new treat featuring a cast of characters, including Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, yummy cereal, games on the box, a free toy inside, nutrition facts. But wait, there's more. Bowls and spoons too. What?
I'm sorry. Did I see my other Dark Lord and Savior?
But wait, there's more. Bowls.
My Lord Cthulhu. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's another icon that that's an icon we honestly don't see enough of. Elvira's all over the place. Where's the Cthulhu representation? You want to talk about representation? Come on. I know there have been games, a few games over the years, but like nothing really like One day, my lord. One day.
Bowls and spoons too. What? Elvira Funkos, available exclusively at Hot Topic.
Collect them all.
It's Pokemon now. Okay, so that was the commercials. Let's see if there's anything else I haven't, or that wasn't in this one. All right, couldn't find anything that we really haven't seen. It's just a bunch of Coors commercials and stuff like that. I'm sure there was I know there was a lot more, but if it hasn't been uploaded by anyone, can't really show it. All we have is just what we have in our minds, our memories. But yeah, Cassandra Peterson, she's been doing this character of Elvira for so long, and you know, like I said, the character of Elvira, she was sexy, but she wasn't a whore. You know, she was strong, but she could also be vulnerable. You know, so she was like a perfect combination. That's why she was so appealing to people, because the whole sexy thing, that wasn't her only trait. You know, it's not like her defining feature. She's very funny, she's witty, and a lot of that has to do with Cassandra herself. Like I said, when you watch interviews with the woman, she is Elvira, except physically she's, you know, not the hair or the dress, but her personality is Elvira. So, and that's one reason that people were, and she's also like, you know, when you see her like in the movies and stuff like that, she's kind of like a reactor almost. She's like one of the original reactors, where she sits there and commentates and talks about what you're seeing, and but extremely talented. And again, the whole sexy thing wasn't her only shtick. You know, she was more than just the sex appeal. And that's why she's lasted as a character for so long. Kind of like people like Carrie Fisher's Princess Leia. Was Princess Leia very attractive? Of course, but that wasn't her defining feature. So the fact that this woman is 73 years old and she can still pull off Elvira when she needs to. You know, and just back in the day, the 80s and 90s, just everywhere you looked, Elvira. Just everywhere. Everywhere. But I'm only bringing I know it's spooky month, and I mean, for obvious reasons, there's nothing we're watching that's really spooky, but again, she's kind of one and the same as, you know, kind of like Santa and Christmas. So, but she's been everywhere. The Super Mario Brothers Super Show, I think her and the Crypt Keeper did a thing. She's just everywhere. I remember her being I know she was in Scooby-Doo, like a more recent Scooby-Doo movie. But I remember it was being like Animaniacs or Tiny Toons or one of those cartoons. And she was a guest star or something. I can't remember which. I can't remember. I don't remember. But yeah, it's just a great character, and strong, beautiful woman. The very thing that a lot of people today hate. You can't have strong, beautiful women. You can have strong women that are ugly, or beautiful women that are just dumb. You have a woman like this, and they start reeing and screeching. But you can do it. You can do it if you do it right. And Elvira did it right. And that's why she is famous and you're not. Anyway. That's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.